Everybody, Chef Danny Davis here, and I'm at Monaco Boat Show with the lovely Sarah.
Hi, how are you doing?
Nice to see you.
Yeah, lovely to see you here in Monaco. It's lovely and sunny.
It is a great day, right?
Boats here.
Yeah, we got the beautiful Kesmet behind us here. A couple of days ago it was raining, but it's beautiful sunny today. Have you had a good show so far?
Yeah, it's been fantastic. I've been speaking to a lot of chefs, which is great.
Oh, you met the chef on Kesmet, right?
Yeah, he was at a Maison del Gusto workshop, which was...
Oh, that's just here, right?
Yeah, just here, and it was yesterday. It was all about salt from Norway and using salt as an ingredient rather than as a seasoning. It was fantastic.
Yeah, it's so good that they put these masterclasses on here at the show, you know, giving the chef something to go and see, and obviously other people as well, but it's a great experience. I'm glad you had a good time.
Yeah, I was super inspired actually with the salts. There was a smoked salt and it was amazing, and I just started to think about how creative we could be and how we could use it. So these yacht shows are amazing for this. It just gives such inspiration.
That's really good to hear, and I'm sure those guys over there would appreciate that. But the reason I wanted to talk to you today is I had the honour of writing a foreword for your new book. And what's it called? Tell everyone about it.
Okay, so the new book is out next week, and it's called No Eggs, No Worries.
I'm going to put a link below so you can buy it.
Yeah, and basically it's a collaboration with Our Faceless Crew.
So tell me about Faceless Crew. Who are those guys?
So Tracy Boston is the ambassador for Faceless Crew, and they look into training crew in the Superyacht sector so that they can have all the tools they need to be the very best version of themselves on board, and also looking at recruiting people from outside the sector so that we can get skills like florists and other such jobs on board so that we're getting more diversity within the crew.
That sounds really interesting. Yeah. I'll put a link up here, so if you want to check that out, you can go see Faceless Crew. So they collaborated you on the book. Tell me a little bit more about the book.
Yeah, so we've done it in collaboration together, and we're also giving some of the proceeds to Le Yacht du Coeur, which is an Antibes-based, an Antibes-based charity, where they
what
give
they
back.
do?
Yeah, they give back. They give back from using things from yachts. They give back to the local community, and just because it's actually, in spite of its location, a really poor area for the locals, and so it's a way of giving back. And we know how you yachties love to help and get on board and give back. So there's three of us sort of mingled in here, and my role is to offer plant-based alternatives to traditional egg recipes. So all of those things do scrambled egg, pancakes, fluffy pancakes, crepes, cakes, brownies, even like a scramble, which we can make from different plant-based sauces. And so basically that's the idea of the book.
And if you haven't seen it yet, which you probably haven't because it hasn't launched yet, you should check it out. It's got loads of beautiful recipes in there, really fantastic stories about your experience and what you've done. So please tell me a little bit more about how you became to write the book and get into the industry yourself.
Yeah, well, okay, I'm a sailor, and I live aboard my sailing yacht with my family, and we sail around the world, and we're plant-based.
Nice lifestyle.
Yeah, it's a brilliant lifestyle, actually. I really love it. I wouldn't swap it for land for anything. And basically, I have a kitchen or a galley, which is about 1 square metre, so you can imagine it can be pretty challenging to churn out really delicious, nutritious food when we need it most, which is when we're sailing. And so the idea behind it was that I just started to make whole foods. I make everything from scratch myself. I'm really creative, and I just wanted to offer my family the best nutrition rather than tinned meats or tinned vegetables all the time.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the reasons that I kind of found you on the internet and you know made the relationship that I had with you, because I was working for a family, and they wanted to be vegan, kind of pescatarian, and I found the challenge of putting the vegetables at the start of my planning process a little bit of a challenge. I reached out to you, we had a few conversations, and you kind of opened my eyes up to the fact that the vegetables are the nutritious part of the dish really, and we should put those first. And I've changed my ethos of cooking now, and I put my plant-based dishes first, and then if I want to add meat, I add meat, and that's why my book is Vegan Plus, because it's vegan with plus the extra protein. But yours is slightly different. It's taking the protein right out of it and adding plant-based proteins to the egg dishes that you've done.
Totally, exactly. And you can get all kinds of different nutrition. And okay, yes, you're not getting eggs, so somebody might say you're not getting selenium, but you're definitely not getting cholesterol. And the selenium you can find in other food sources during that you can be having in the day in your meal. So you're really not benefiting from not eating their eggs. Basically, It's really just an option for people who have egg allergies or don't like the taste of eggs, or when you're on passage, sometimes eggs can often crack and
be difficult to get hold of, especially down in the Caribbean or in a remote location.
And also for safety reasons. I mean, we talk about salmonella poisoning with these, and I'm not being a Debbie Downer on eggs, but at the same time, I really want you to know there's other options. So if you've got your eggs, that's great. And then when you don't have them, well, you just grab a copy of my book, and you'll be able to make all of your recipes, but without using eggs, using nutritious plant-based sources.
Fantastic. So you were telling me a bit how you got into being on yachts and working on them. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so I worked for a high-profile performance sailing Superyacht, where nutrition is really key. These guys are doing an extremely hard job and need the best nutrition. And I just think, while freeze-dried food can serve, they need to also have the nutrition that comes from real plants, and also the fibre, because that's important to get rid of any toxins and any waste in our system, in our digestive system. So my idea to work with them was to offer them plant-based meals. So everything was plant-based, and as Dan said, the meat was there to the side on top, the plus, the vegan plus.
Yeah, like the plant-based is the main dish, and the meat is now the side.
Yeah.
Totally flip that relationship around with the food.
And it works really well, and I coach the chefs, or I come on board because I understand.
Oh yeah, tell me more about this.
Yeah.
So how does this work?
So basically the chefs, they have a really difficult job, especially when they have to sort of balance out with vegans or vegetarians or lactose intolerant or gluten-free, and I understand that that's really difficult. So I show them first off how to create inclusive menus from the beginning, so that they're not making 2 or 3 separate dishes.
Yeah, because that becomes a pain in the butt.
It does. You've got to provision for it. You've got to do the work for it, and everybody, if you're churning out really delicious plant-based, nutritious food, everybody is happy. So I work with them, but I also work with them with being an ex-business coach. I use the leadership skills and the behavioural analysis of human beings in order to be able to help them deal with change, because nobody likes change, and especially not meat-eating crew on a yacht.
Yeah, all those South Africans.
Yeah. So it's also giving them the tools to be able to deal with questions, the knowledge and the information for them to know, no, don't worry, I know you're going to the gym, but I've got all your protein covered here. Look, this is what you're having today, and I'm going to give you a beetroot smoothie later, because that's going to help you with the oxygen flowing around your body, so your gym workout is going to be great.
Yeah, and that's, sorry to interrupt, but that was something that I learned from when I was cooking for this family, that if you're making these dishes and you don't really understand the benefit of it, it's very difficult to sell it to someone, if you like. But once you read your book, you understand a lot more about it, and it's easy to sell vegetables to people because they are so nutritious and beneficial for us in all kinds of health ways.
Yeah, and when I was working with this, I would just do a little handwritten menu, and it would just be, look, you've got your protein coming from this particular source, you've got your healthy fats from this particular source, you've got 0 cholesterol, and most importantly, you're getting more than 30 plants in a week, which is essential to keep a good microbiome and keep that balance.
And that's so important, isn't it? I've been watching things lately where it says our gut biome actually affects our mood.
It does.
And helps with depression and mental health, so I think that's really important as well.
Actually, on the 12th of October, I'm doing a workshop for A Crew in Palma on gut health essentials and wellness retreat that we're doing.
And I'll pop a link to that down below so you can see that if you want.
Yeah, and it's basically, and I've written an article which we can share too. I've done that for Our Faceless Crew, all about gut essentials, to help you understand a bit more how to keep balance and how not to have those tummy problems and hiccups that we can have. Because when you're sailing on a yacht, or if you're on a motorboat and you're working really hard, the last thing you need is to feel sluggish and tired.
And it affects your mood, and working tightly with a crew on a boat. Everyone wants to be in the best mood that they can, because it's not the easiest job in the world, as you all know.
Yeah.
So what else are you doing at the show today?
I've got some meetings. I'm heading over to the Antigua stand because I've been told it's one of the best here.
It is. It's on the other side though. You're going to be able to walk.
They're super friendly, and I'd like to make contacts with them. And also, Tracy from Our Faceless Crew, she's actually from Antigua, so she said I've got to go there before I end. And then I'm going to see if I can get on board some more yachts and speak to some more chefs.
Fantastic.
And,
sounds good.
What about you? What are you doing?
Me, I'm going to probably meet some more people, and I'm going for some champagne upstairs later on at the yacht club. Yes.
Yeah, that sounds absolutely fantastic. Yeah, well, it's been a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah, thanks very much for spending the time to talk to me.
You're welcome. It's always a pleasure to chatting about food.
And thank you for giving me the honour of writing the foreword for your book.
Oh,
That was such a pleasure. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Feel good when I push, 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 push.